Good morning.
Good
Morning
morning, Steve.
here. Good morning here. All right. This is a presentation from the San Antonio Coalition of Veterans and Families YouTube channel. Our guests today and our topic is the military veterans for Christ. Some housekeeping things first. The mission of the coalition, we try to meet the immediate needs of homeless vets in San Antonio. Uh, Please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's important to us and we appreciate it. Our guest speaker, Marcelino Gutierrez, the president and ministry leader. I have his contact information. We'll have more on that later. The focus of the group, obviously a faith-based group that does some wonderful work in the San Antonio area. And I have their mission statement also. Uh, We're going to talk more about some of the stuff they do. They have monthly meetings, a breakfast meeting. They share fellowship uh, while still being faith-based. And their big retreats coming up as we're filming this. So this will be old news as people see it, but there'll obviously be retreats after this, and Marcelino will talk about that. And finally, our contact information. We have the QR code, and I will say you can legitimately reach Marcelino. I know that from personal experience. So without further ado, Marcelino, please, it's a pleasure. I've heard you speak before. Love hearing about your group.
Yes, sir. So Military Veterans for Christ, as you mentioned, we're a faith-based organization. Um, I encountered the group back in 2022 as a retreat. I had, you know, just gone through some rehabilitation through the VA and came back and went on this retreat, and it was amazing. It allowed me to connect with other veterans that share my same story. Either they've gone through it or they're going through it. Having the separation from military and dealing with PTSD and anxiety, depression, just that unstructured, life that we were now thrown into, you know. And so when I went on a retreat, it was phenomenal hearing the stories of other veterans. And I remember sitting there, I'm like, I'm going through that. I've gone through that. I can relate. Um, and so as a retreat in 2022, it was Veterans Day weekend, which is very well fitting. Being a veterans organization and having an opportunity to go to start a healing process. And so went on this retreat and it was phenomenal. I connected with great individuals. And so after that, the next 2 years, I was on team. So now I was a team member helping organize this retreat for other veterans. And to be able to give back to what I received in 2022, it's just a huge feeling of satisfaction in knowing that there's other veterans that I can help that are going through what I went through. Now I can use my story to help them. And so I remember uh, in this past winter, I was asked by the boards, like, we have an outgoing treasurer. Would you like to be a treasurer on the board? And I was, I'm a small business owner, so I know how to do, budget finances and bookkeeping. And so obviously it seemed like a good fit. So I said yes. And 3 months into it, I started doing, the web page and social media. So, because that's kind of what my business does, a lot of marketing. So I transferred those skills of my small business over to the organization. And um, it was well fitting, and the board loved what I was doing. And so I remember, and I want to say this in December, I told my wife, it's like, you know what? Because I'm involved in other ministries within my Catholic church, and and in my profession as well, different committees. And and I remember telling my wife, it was December. I can't remember what day, but we were getting ready for church, and I remember telling her, I was like, you know what? There's one position that I would love to have, because I think I could do even more, and that would be the president of Military Vets for Christ. I remember telling her that. In February, February we had our board meeting, and um, we got news that the current president was outgoing. He was giving his 3 month notice, and there's 9 board members, and 6 of them nominated me as the next president. Like, we would like to nominate you. I was like, it was caught me off guard. I was like, oh, yes, I don't have to think about that, because that's what I had told my wife already. It's like, if it ever happens, if it happens, it happens. I'll take it. Right? It's not something I'm gonna, campaign for. But I leave it to God. God knows what was in my heart and what was in my mind, and so here in May of 2025, and that's when I was voted in as the new president and ministry leader for Military Veterans for Christ. So ever since then, so we do monthly breakfasts. So every second Saturday of the month, we meet at Susie's Comida de Amor, which is on San Pedro, 6624 San Pedro, and we meet there, and it's just, we meet new faces, we meet faces that come every month, and we how's the family, how's work, how's life. So it's just a bunch of veterans enjoying a meal together. We're usually there like 2 hours, um, and it's just great to kind of once a month catch up, do a touch point with them. How's kind of your our battle buddy check, and then every first Wednesday of the month we do a fellowship meeting. It's not like other fellowship meetings that other ministries do, because usually you think of a fellowship meeting, what the ministry is. You have a meal, you talk Bible study, and then you kind of talk about the scripture. We are a little bit different, whereas we share a meal, and then we kind of, it's let loose. Sometimes we'll have a speaker come in and tell them about a veteran organization, what services or resources, and then the rest of the time we're catching up again, where, because not everybody can meet that Saturday breakfast, so then they come on Wednesday evening, and they catch up again. It's new faces. We invite, you don't have to be officially part of our organization. You can be, all you have to be is a veteran, and you bring spouses, your girlfriend, significant other, and we want to build our spouse representation as well, because those um, are the most important, because they're our backbone, right? They pick us up when we fall. They know what triggers us. They know, you know, they can see it. They're on the inside, but on the outside looking in, and so they know what to watch for. They know, just if I'm in a grocery store, my wife, and she sees something in me, she knows to grab my hand. She knows, like, hey, you okay? So those people are important. So they're always invited to our breakfasts. They're always invited to our monthly fellowship meetings. One of the things that we restarted, because right before COVID, I think 2018 was the last time we did an annual picnic, and so we restarted our annual picnic, and it was fantastic. We had 40 people show up, so families, kids, it was really, really great. So we're going to start doing that every year. More so in the spring, where it's a little cooler, instead of dead middle in the summer. So we learned our lesson, and we're gonna regroup for the next year. And then we hold an annual VA benefits seminar. So we have 3 VA representatives. We rent out the parish hall, and last time we had over 60 people show up, 60 veterans, and so they anything from the pre-burial to VA benefits, how to file a claim, the pensions for the spouses, or DICs as well. So they go through the whole spiel. They have a Q&A. They give out their contact info, so we can kind of help veterans get started who've are maybe stuck in a claims process or need to file a claim. There's resources out there. I think our next one, we're going to have DAV, hopefully DAV come out, and give a presentation. It's usually 3 or 4 hours. We have breakfast, snacks, and then lunch as well. So we're doing those. And then this year is our first year that we're going to be in the Veterans Day Parade. So 2025, we'll have a truck, we'll have a trailer. We're going to decorate the trailer, have the chairs back there, and kind of showcase MVFC and to the community because um, it's all about sharing, helping each other, get the word out. I love San Antonio Veterans, San Antonio Coalition for Veterans and Families. I go to their monthly meetings every first Wednesday of the month. So, because you get the opportunity to learn about other veteran organizations out there, and it's great what Tony and his team are doing. I love it, and I will continue as I can, as much as God allows me to do. I will be there and do what we can as an organization and as an individual. So I really love the opportunity to speak.
Super. In case you couldn't tell, Marcelino's this laid back, very low energy. And of course, I'm kidding. This is Cam. You should see him present on stage. It's a mile a minute. That's wonderful. And your group does wonderful work, obviously.
Yes, sir.
So pleased that you agreed to come. Hang on a second. We'll talk a little bit after.